there's a bunch of people, out on different podcasts and different platforms that say this, but like a mother can't teach her boy how to be a man.
Oh,
Hey, she could try all she wants.
yeah.
She could try all that she wants. She could be the most masculine mother in the world.
Yeah, it's
And
just
it don't matter. There is going to be a point in time. And again, we'll take it there. We'll take it there. Not that you would, okay? Because I'm sure that you respect your mama way too much to even go to this point. Okay? But could you kick your mama's ass? Welcome to another episode of Unpopular Mind, Free Thought, Free That Reality. Got my co-host with me, your boy King Quez. This is your boy Jules from Out of This World. Just to give y'all an update before we get into what we're talking about today. All of our social media platforms are live. IG, you can go follow us there at Unpopular Mind Podcast. You can find us on TikTok as well at unpopularmind.podcast. You can find us at our YouTube channel as well at Unpopular Mind Podcast, of course. Then we're on both podcast channels, Spotify and Apple Music. Again, you can find us at Unpopular Mind Podcast. Make sure that y'all go show some love. Don't be shy with those thumbs, right? Go like, go follow, go share, go save. We got some good content coming out to you guys. We ain't gonna keep it light neither. We gonna keep it going. Give y'all some food for thought for sure. And then of course, don't be shy either. Go ahead and hop in them comments. We want to hear y'all opinions too. Yep. We want to hear, what your guys' thoughts on what we're talking about. Again, don't be shy, don't be bashful. Y'all can let us know 100%. Be blunt, be direct with what y'all think. That's what the platform is here to do. We're not right nor are we wrong. We just want to, again, be free thinkers. So definitely go do that on all of our platforms. Other than that, Quiz.
What's up?
On another episode. What's on your mind, big homie? What's on your mind?
I got to tell you about this dream I had. And I'm going to tell you about, what was the dream about? And I'm going to what I took from it. And I want to hear your thoughts about it, right?
Ooh, okay. So he got a dream.
So look, in this dream, I was in high school, right?
Okay.
Okay, so imagine you go through the day of high school. It's the end of the day now, right? Everybody get on the bus and go home. But so this day, it was kind of weird. It was a weird feeling in there. So, mind you, my grandma, and in real life, my grandma drives the bus. So my grandma's in the dream. So, hey, everybody go get on the bus to go home or whatever. Like, she go drop, bus stop and stuff.
Yep.
I'm telling me not to get on the bus. So I tell my grandma, nah, I ain't gonna get on the bus. I'm gonna just go with my friends somewhere else. I'm gonna go with my friends. She like, nah, get on the bus. So I get on the bus. We leave, we go to wherever we going. Nobody is, she don't go to no stops. She don't stop nowhere. We just riding. So we just riding. Everybody playing. You playing on the bus, you doing whatever.
Oh yeah. We used to act up on that bus. 100%. Oh yeah.
Playing.
Oh yeah.
We just riding. Next thing you know, we pull into something that looked like prison. They got gated fences, but these ain't no prison fences. These are brick walls, steel fences.
Okay.
Come on, you're not getting.
Okay. Okay.
We pull up instantly. Everybody on the bus get quiet. We all sit straight, nigga, where we at? Where we at? So,
they done brought y'all to Beyond Scared Straight.
Come on now. So we pull in. Everybody get off the bus. Matter of fact, missed the part. As we pulling in, it's a long path. But you see it inside the fences, the big fence. It's like the regular fences, and it's like a long driveway that you go where they go drop us off at. So we driving inside these fences. We see people. They looking sick. They looking old. They can barely walk. But it's prison guards They don't have guns or nothing, but they just walking around them. Like they just own them or did something to them. So instantly I'm thinking like, nigga, what? But like I said, I'm aware of this. It's like kind of like I was like lucid dreaming in a way, but I was aware that I was in it.
Oh, you were there. Yeah. Keep going.
So
Yeah.
we where was I? So we driving down this path and I'm sitting looking at the people like they look sick and stuff. So everybody get off the bus, right? Instantly everybody got the bus. I run off. Like they telling they let everybody go or whatever, do their own thing because you can't go nowhere. So they gonna get a hold of you soon anyway. So they just let everybody go. I run off, duck off, go on the corner behind the building somewhere and just look and see what's going on. Like there's people, boom, boom. They doing this person. They watching. So I'm just looking. Next thing you know, I go somewhere I find a cut. And it's a whole nother area where people is like playing with the system, like game system or whatever. But they trying to figure out the codes and stuff. So I go try it, right? But I couldn't figure it out. At this point in the dream, I start dozing. I could barely walk. I start dozing. Like, then next thing you know, I wake up and I'm here. But listen, let me tell you what I get from the dream. This is the bigger part. Let me tell you what I get from the dream. Me getting on the bus was, in reality now, following the leader of going down this path with everybody else, right? Of like everyday thing, like being a bot in the sense of not knowing who I am, doing negative things. Maybe you want to say not caring about the world, being negative. So how can I say this? Me running away was me like breaking off from that. Like you remember I said in the dream where I ran off and I ducked off to see what's going on.
Yeah.
Me running away was like right now in time, me like being aware of everything that's going on, not trying to be like that, figuring out my path, figuring out what I want to do. When I went to the other part of the prison, right, or whatever you want to call it, to play the game to figure out the code, that's me now in reality trying to figure out who I am. But I'm not there all the way there with it yet. That's why I was dozing. I woke up. You feel me? But
okay. Ooh.
I'm saying.
Ooh. All right.
Dream to like how I am.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out like how can I put it both? But the end part was me going to this code system trying to figure it out. But when I got there trying to put in the code, I was just dozing. But
yeah.
Comparing that to me in real life of trying to figure out who I am, my path, and I'm there. I'm aware that I'm dozing, but it's like snap out of.
So, whoa, man, all right. Well, let's run this back. So, one, it's not a dream. The fact that this happened, what, a few days ago?
Yep, 2 days ago.
2 days ago.
Yep.
Okay, the fact that you can remember it means it wasn't a dream.
Okay.
Dreams, they come and go, right? Like, dreams is one of them things where you have an image in your head or a little scene in your head, and then you wake up like, damn, I know I dreamed, but I have no idea what I just dreamed about, right? That wasn't a dream. The fact that you can articulate as detailed and vividly as you just did, you were there.
Yes, and I felt it. No,
okay, you were there, which means that your energy had projected you somewhere else besides this plane, right? So that wasn't a dream. 2, you have to look at what's in the dream. So you have to break your dream down, right? Just like you would kind of do an equation.
Right.
Okay, you got to break each piece of it down to figure out, okay, what's the variable equal, right? Or what's the main goal that we're trying to get at here?
Mm-hmm.
You have something very interesting in your dream, which is a vehicle. Okay, which means there's transport.
That's
which already lets you know that you're moving or in motion or going somewhere.
Right.
Okay, so the fact that you're on a bus means a bus can carry capacity. Right now, this is something that you may have to dissect for yourself because you got to also be wary about the people that's in your dream. Remember, reality is nothing more than a reflection of you. Okay, so you place every individual in your life in specific manners for it to make sense to whatever your reality needs to be or wants to be. Okay? So the people that you've seen in your dream were nothing more than reflections of yourself. Okay? So you have a perspective of that, just like we have a perspective of that, I guess what you would call in this reality.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So if you can trace back, you can kind of pinpoint some of the personalities too of those people. It's like, that nigga over there was really struggling to figure out the code. Or, oh, that motherfucker over there, he was like, he knew the code. Right? Or they didn't get off the bus. Or they sat in the back of the bus. Or they sat in the front of the bus. They were loud. They were quiet. You know what I mean? So it's all these little different things that come out as you, but you're seeing them now. Okay? So that we got to break that detail down. So you're on a bus. There's people on this bus.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So there's transport, and then there's multiple versions of you.
Facts.
Okay? And you're experiencing this. Then you get into what you call a place. And this place has walls. And these walls are like barricaded walls. Okay? They're meant to withstand something. Okay? Which means if you go in, chances are they're not made for you to get out.
Unless I figure out the code. That was the only way.
There you go, right? So you went in.
Thanks.
Okay, so that means right then and there, if you know about these walls, there's only really two ways you can get let out. Either someone has to let you out, the same people that let you in, or, like you said, you found the mechanism on which you could do it yourself, but you got to figure the code out.
Yeah.
Okay, so you get ducked off. You like here's the important parts of this too. You know you ain't supposed to be there.
Facts.
You didn't wait around to see, oh, you know, what he doing over there. Oh, they playing some craps. Let me get in on that real quick. Like, you ain't do none of that. You went to a place where you knew that you could be ducked off, right? Get right with you and figure out where you was at and how to get out.
Yeah.
Okay, so now let's break down the codes. That tells you everything that you need to know about simulation. If we're talking codes, then there has to be a matrices, right? That means you had to be implemented or put there via code, right? Okay, so you understood that. Okay, so now I got to figure these codes out. I got to figure out how to get up out of here. Well, let's circle this back to life. As within is without, as above is below. Therefore, as the macro is the micro. Okay, so if we look at all this, what's happening in your dream, you're starting also to realize in reality. And you're starting to realize that I can't break out of the physical nature. I can't run through walls, right? I can't just run as fast as I want to. That all has to be done here and with your heart. It all has to be done spiritually. You have to leave the physical limitations to understand that there is no barricade. There never was a wall in the first place. You put it there because it was your dream, which means it was your codes. That's why you have some people that's in the back know the code. Remember what we talked about? Everybody is just a reflection of you.
Facts.
So if everybody's just a reflection of you, then that means there was a version of you in there that showed you that you knew the code. So now when you're on your everyday path, like you just said, in terms of trying to find out who you are, yeah, there may be moments where you get discouraged and there may be moments where you can never figure it out. But your dream or where you went literally told you that there's a version of you that knows the next step to take, that knows where your ascension is at.
Right.
Right? So this all boils down to this. And again, we'll talk more about this and I can go into more detail, but it's all self-awareness. The more self-aware individual becomes, right, the more control he then has over his reality.
Right. Right.
Right. So it's truly in the nature of someone especially someone who knows that they're self-aware, to continue to dive inward. So also don't discount that you're no longer trying to find answers outside of yourself, because you have now realized, yes, that answers are within.
Fact.
You know, so if you got money problems, look within.
Thanks. Facts.
Right? You may not know where to look or how to look within yet to solve those problems, but look within. You know, it's not going to be with an occupation. It's not going to be, okay, let me try to go get this job and that job and get in contact with this person. That it's not going to work like that. Right? You be right within, and then within will be without. You see what I mean? If it's a location issue, right? You ain't trying to be where you at. All you got to look within. Go find out where you're supposed to be. Because even if you want to be somewhere else, maybe you're supposed to be right where you at because you're not ready to be where you want to be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just like the dude that's got all the skill in the world, want to go, you know, play professional football, but he ain't in the weight room.
He ain't gonna see it.
You go hang with them boys until you get hit.
Hey.
And then when you get hit, you're going to find out why your ass should have been in the weight room.
Yeah. Hey.
You feel me? Because you ain't going to last that long. So, like I said, the more self-talk, the more inner talk, the more diving deep that you continue to do, you'll start seeing different things on the outer world, right? That's why I like to call it inner space, outer space. Start to change.
Facts. And to pick up on some small, I was watching Nipsey then. You know, you get the Nipsey Hall. It was just in life, like, for instance, some people, like in our society or whatever, we grow up without a father or mother in our life, and that's why a lot of us not fulfilled in that way. It ain't got to be something external or outside of me. It just, my father wasn't in my life, and I'm not fulfilled in that area. So it's like, now in this life journey, I got to dig deep and go fulfill areas in different ways. But it's so crazy because the fact it's like how can I put it? You know, I got a dog, right? But it's like, I think that's the fulfilling part of my dad being gone. The fact that I can be there for somebody. It's not somebody, because
is your dog a male?
Yeah. Which is crazy. Come on now. But
bro, so no, go ahead.
It's just crazy. Ever since I got him, it's just being like I can't even explain it. Or words can't even explain it. Like, it's,
bro, instinctively we know certain things, right? Like Eddie Griffin said it good. He said it real good. He said, you don't have to be taught not to hit your mama. You just know not to do that.
This.
You feel me? Like, you just know not to do that. You don't have to be taught not to do that. You just know not to do that. So, like, there's certain things that is built within our essence and then just in our natural law, right, that we just innately kind of know. So, okay. So we can dive deep into that too. My mother was absent in my life. So my dad was a rare breed of a single father, a single melanated father at that.
Right.
My dad darker than you.
Thanks.
Okay. So for him to do that,
yes,
and win in court, I mean, literally almost unheard of. Really, almost. I think I've known one other father of the sort to do that.
I ain't heard of it.
Okay. You feel me? So it does. It makes a huge difference. So now, like what you say, so now we start looking at the dynamics of masculine and feminine energy. Right? So you lacked masculine guidance. It's like, you know that you have masculine energy in you because you carry yourself in that manner, like you just said with your dog. Like, you carry yourself to be a provider or a protector or somebody of that magnitude. Okay, but you're missing the master to show you. You're missing the guide to show you. Right? Where for me, where I lacked was feminine nature.
Facts.
Okay, like, this is why, okay, last episode we talked about me being aggressive.
I was just about to get to that. Thank you.
Okay, like, I didn't know how to contain or how to be empathetic.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? I didn't understand those concepts growing up. And, and other things happen. Okay, there's environment issues. We moved a lot. Again, there's all this. I ain't going to, we'll get into details while I get a little bit more personal with, my upbringing, woo, 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 woo. But, like, I missed out on the feminine part. But now I also had feminine people in my life. So, like, I had my grandmother.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I had my aunt. I had my big cousins were female. So I had a glimpse of it. And then on top of that, it didn't make it any easier that my dad was very feminine.
Feminine. Okay.
And what I mean by that, I ain't saying that my dad was gay. Clearly, I'm here. You feel me? Just for the audience, just for the people listening, I just want to describe what I mean by masculine and feminine. There's traits and there's certain things that we carry out that define those two energies. So what I mean by feminine is, and here's a prime example of it, like, when men feel like they need to lash out or they need to yell or they need to get, I guess, really project their emotions without doing it on a very cognitive level, right? Doing it on a very intellectual level, right? A logical level. They're in their feminine energy. Right? Feminists can say what they want to say, but what is a female reacts out of her emotions?
Yeah, out of emotions, facts.
She's going to react out of emotions first and then intellect second. Where a man should act out of intellect and then tie the emotion to the intellect. Right? This is why we have masculine and feminine energies, because any good woman is always going to connect a man's mind to his heart, and any good man is always going to connect a woman's heart to her mind.
Thank you.
Right? So my dad was missing the cognitive part. He was always reactive. He was always very on his feminine side because this man yelled at us every day for no reason. Literally in a house, boom, just snap, right? So going back to what we were just talking about there in terms of masculine and feminine energy, and I see this a lot with a lot of the homies that I even grew up with. A lot of the bigger differences that we have is I had a masculine figure, even if he was feminine. Okay, early on, I didn't see that.
Yes.
My dad was the closest thing to God. And at one point in time, he was God in my life. You know what I mean? Like, my dad was invincible. Nothing could touch him.
Thanks.
No matter, I didn't know right or wrong from then. It was only what my dad was instilling with us at that time. You feel me? So he was God to me at a certain point in my life.
Thanks.
Now it starts to dwindle as I become a man and I start to see different things and so on and so forth. But like, to have that embedded early was huge.
Yeah.
You feel me? It was huge. So it makes a difference when, like you just said, it is a man, right, or a male living with a single mother. Because, oh man, there's a bunch of people, out on different podcasts and different platforms that say this, but like, a mother can't teach her boy how to be a man.
Oh.
Hey, she could try all she wants.
Yeah.
She could try all that she wants. She could be the most masculine mother in the world.
Yeah,
it don't matter. There is going to be a point in time, and again, we'll take it there. We'll take it there. Not that you would, okay? Because I'm sure that you respect your mama way too much to even go to this point. Okay? But could you kick your mama's ass?
Yeah.
For how long have you known that if you could really, you could put your mama down?
Probably like
14, 15 years old?
Yeah, I'm about to say getting to high school, like live in the mix.
You see what I mean? You see what I mean?
Thanks.
Like, that don't, bro, boys try their dads, but there's still sons to this day that will not try their fathers.
Back. I know it comes to your fact.
You see what I mean? Like, bro, they bigger than they daddy, stronger than they daddy, younger than they daddy, more functional than they daddy, and they not gonna try they dad. They not gonna do it. But again, correct me if I'm wrong, your mother also seen you turn into a man, which means she not gonna try you in a certain manner. Right? She talks to you a little different. She don't talk to you like the little boy anymore.
Like, yeah, all right.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, she understands that, and she got. I'm sure of it, bro. She got to a point where it's like, well, Quez gonna do what he want to do.
Yeah.
And there's not too much I can say. I cannot agree with it. I can definitely disagree with his judgment or some of the actions that he's making or whatever it may be. But I'm pretty sure she got to the point where, like, that boy gonna do what he want to do.
Facts.
There wasn't too much else that she could do. Besides, again, maybe keep a roof over your head, provide food for you. But in terms of direction, you was going to have to find that out the hard way.
Right.
If that's what it came down to. You know? So it does, bro. It makes a huge difference. Like, I'm not going to say I was the most polished person, but like 16, shoot, even before that, bro, like my dad told me freshman year of high school, he was like, bro, I'm not getting you. Not that he did. I was the one that was always waking everybody up in the household. What you see today and me getting up 4:30, 5 a.m. in the morning, bro, that ain't shit, bro. I've been doing that since I was 10. You feel me? Like, if I didn't get up, wasn't nobody getting up in the household. Like, I was always the Energizer Bunny, kickstarting everything.
Yep.
You feel me? So, I was the one getting my pops up for work. I was the one that made sure my brother got up, got his homework done, that he was in the shower, that he was getting fed. My brother, 2.5 years younger than me, so 2 grades younger than me. But at 14, bro, I'll never forget. We was going to the little, was it a freshman dance like in the summertime or whatever? Because we had 3 middle schools. So, they all came together. We had a big ass high school. And he was like, "Hey, come here real quick before you walk out that door." He's sitting back.
Yeah.
140 down. He got another one in his hand. And that, bro, let me tell you about this nigga, bro. This nigga used to Old English, Mickey's. I'm like Coke 45. Bro, that was my daddy. All right. That was my daddy. So he already a 40 in. It's probably like 8. Yeah, it's probably like 7:30, 8 o'clock. He on to the other 40. He's sitting back watching whatever he was watching on the TV. And he said, "Hey, let me tell you something." He was like, "If you don't know right and wrong now, you ain't ever gonna know." He said, I'm not waking you up to go to school. I'm not about to bother you about going to school. I'm not about, to hold your hand. I don't want to sign no permission slips. I don't care to see no more report cards. He said, you know what you need to do. And you know where you want to go. So if you want to go run them streets, okay.
Go run.
Right? If you know what grade you need to get to go, get into college. So that time I was just big on ball, right? Big on ball. And at my freshman year, I didn't know what I was going to go do. I could have done all 4, baseball, track, basketball, and football. I could have gone for all 4 of them. So I didn't know how my high school athletics was going to shape up, but I knew I was going for ball. But he was like, yeah, you know what you need to do. You know exactly what you need to do. So that's your choice. When you walk out those doors, understand that, like, he almost was just like, here's your man card. Don't lose it. Don't lose it.
All those facts.
You feel me? So, and again, I'm not going to say, like, I wish I had more guidance than that, to be quite honest with you. I wish there was, guidance is the word, but like more mentorship. I wish I wouldn't have got let off the leash that early. A lot of people look at me and they like, bro, you got freedom. That I'm like, yeah, but y'all don't understand how many times I had to fall on my face and realize that wasn't the best move. That I could have just got it from some wisdom and experience without me having to go and do it. You said what?
I said, because you way younger at that point. Your mind ain't even.
Oh, man, what, bro? 14, like, let's just be honest with you. Like, 14, not that I knew, what to do with my dick. Like, bro, no, bro. At that age, bro, you don't know. You don't really know.
You ain't going to learn, like, off the one. You go 1, 2, 3, 4.
Bro, you don't know. right? You just don't. And then on top of that, like, you don't understand the energy that's involved with that. You don't understand the emotional baggage that comes with that. You know, so I'm out there trying to find myself because that experience happened and this experience happened. And, you know, like, again, I'm an athlete, bro. So I've got my selection.
Yeah.
But how am I knowing now what to do with it?
Yeah.
You know, like, my head was so far stuck up a girl's ass. You know what I mean? Like, my high school sweetheart or whatever, like, I ain't even know that she's distracting me. She not adding, like, if a man would have came and be like, bro, you don't get with a female unless she adds value to your life. Don't add no value. She not adding value to your life. Don't give energy that's not being reciprocated back to you. Like, if I would have got, man, I'd have saved myself so many headaches. You feel me? Like, so many phone calls and just the distraction of it all, bro.
Not be with that person or be even.
Bro, don't even think about them no more. Like, for real, bro. They literally don't even. Only time I ever think about it is when I'm telling a story.
Thank you. Literally, like.
That's it. And it's a great story. I got some stories, bro. I got some fucking stories. Right? But that's all they are. It's, you know, it's stories. And then now what I try to do, like, even with you, you know, when you ask me questions, like you just said, I want your input on the dream that I just had. How do you see it? The most important part is how you see it. Right? Let's just get that clear. The most important part is how you view it. But if I can give some wisdom on my perspective or my experiences so that you can put together yours to where it makes sense in your life, like, that's the main focus. You feel me? Like that. And again, you know, this goes back. I feel like there's no coincidence why me and you met. It's no coincidence why me and you was on this platform right now. I'm not saying that I'm the perfect masculine figure that's out here, but I've had to go through some things to understand where my masculine energy lies. And I feel like you sense that.
Facts.
You know what I mean? So now for me, I have to make sure, and this where my motto comes from. Like, I need to be my best self. You feel me? I shouldn't say I can't. I don't want to be reactive. I don't want to be on my feminine side because I never know the man that's coming up that's looking at me for wisdom, that's looking for me for, okay, well, how do I navigate through this part? Or how do I do this? If I'm not at my best self, bro, how can I help?
Man.
Right? If you got on and just told me that dream and I wasn't receptive to it, I'm doing you a disservice.
Waste of time.
You feel me? And I don't want to waste your time, nor do I want to waste your energy and your thoughts because those are precious. Right? Those are precious. That's the reason why we started the whole platform in the first place. You feel me? So, yeah, bro. Like I said, that dream is deep. Continue to be more self-aware. Just be more self-aware. Continue to dissect it. Don't get discouraged. Understand that it's all self-reflection. We don't need mirrors to see what we look like. Go experience. You'll see exactly what you look like. Right? Your experiences will tell you exactly what you look like. And if it's anything short of beautiful and being longevity and prosperous and abundant, like, but get a different perspective. Right? Because you should hold yourself to that level. Right? Like, you should walk around. I am abundant. I am prosperous. I can walk around with eternal thoughts, right? With eternal being written in my essence. Because that's exactly what you are. And it shouldn't be anything short of that. You know what I mean? And if anybody, like you just said, you know, I don't necessarily mean it's a cutoff because you would just be cutting off a part of you.
Right.
You transform it. You know, this is how we can take haters, or we can take people who are against us, or our enemies, and use them as motivation. It's not a negative. It's a positive.
Positive.
It's positive.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You hating on me for something that's your perspective, but I like it. It fuels me.
Thank you.
Please tell me I can't do something.
Please.
Because then now I got the choice to say, okay, I can do this.
Yeah.
Right? Like you telling me I can't just made me aware that I can and I will. Right? So, like I said, and the more self-aware you become, you take things a little less light as well. You don't take things as serious because you understand what they are. You understand when hard times come around, it's preparing you for the next level.
Thank you. Yeah.
Right? That's why the boss level is always towards the end. Or the boss is always towards the end of a certain level before you can move on. It's testing whether you gain the skills to beat whoever is in front of you or to overcome the obstacle that's in front of you to move to the next level. Right? And we talked about it last time and prior times as well. We all moving towards something. Nothing is stagnant. Nothing's not moving. We all moving towards something. So if we're moving towards something, we might as well be able to pick up on the information so that we can be prepared for whatever that something is. And if we're prepared, proper preparation prevents poor performance. All right, well, if we all getting prepared to do something, why do I want to perform poorly? So let me take my experiences, let me deal with them, realizing what this is trying to teach me, continue to put my right foot in front of my left in front of my right. I'm not looking up this mountain. I'm just going to look at my next step. I'm going to take this step by step. If I feel overwhelmed, I'm going to bring myself back down. I'm going to get the small stuff done, realizing I'm not on anybody else's time. I'm on my time. So if it takes me an hour to take one step, it just takes me an hour to take one step.
Thank you.
Okay, I don't need to sprint. This quote sits with me all the time. Like, who wants to sprint to death? You feel me? Let's just run to it.
Well,
you feel me? Like, it's just whatever pace that is. Some wanna go early. Some want to be 100, 120. They want to see as much as they can. But they're on their pace, their time. And we talked about this last time. We got on topic of time last time, right? It's a subjective construct. So everybody on their own time. And we shouldn't get caught up on, well, that person did this, that person did that. And, I'm this age and I haven't No. You're on your time. You're on your time.
Run your own race.
You feel me? Run your own race. If you run your own race, you always a winner.
And I want to hear your thoughts about this, but we will say it for another episode. But that aspect of it, of running your own race and time with it. Like, now people say,
we might as well touch on it. We might as well just touch on it. We already on it. We might as well just touch on it.
You know what I'm saying? They say,
okay, so
running against time.
So repeat your question.
How can I ask? I just want to hear your thoughts about how people say, like, in track, for instance, you running your race. I mean, you running against other people, but you're not running. You running against time.
You're running against time.
But what's your aspect of it to life and time being not being real in this?
Okay. First thing that pops to my mind. Let me I'm gonna try to put a real life example of my perspective.
Thanks.
Or a real life event that happened in my life is what I'm really trying to say. Okay, so indoor track. I'm at Otterbein. First year indoor track. Nobody ever wanted to believe me that I was a true 200 runner. Okay, wasn't a 100 runner. I was fast. Okay, but I wasn't a 100 runner. 400, I was strong.
Wait. Quick question. You wasn't a runner because your start or pickup?
It's hard to say. I never, let's be like, okay, so we'll get a little off topic here, talk some track. My mechanics were not good in the start.
Okay.
Where I made my ground up was on the back end.
That's it. Yep.
It was on the back end of the race. But I never practiced 100 to have my mechanics because they classified me as a 400 runner.
Facts.
Okay, so I didn't start learning really how to accelerate until I got into my draft training.
Facts.
And I started running the 40, and I was like, what? And then I go back and my nerd self go back and watch all my track tape again. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, your heel is way too far up. Like you ain't keep your toe low to the ground. Your back leg. So I'm like, bro, everything. So like I said, I was fast. Again, I ran a 4.340. So there had to be some speed there. Okay. So I was fast, but my mechanics weren't there to run the 100. Okay. But I always did the 400 because I was strong and my strength could endure. Okay, so like my splits would be like 11, 12, and then like, I don't know what this comes out to, but like, 14. So like when you thinking about that around the track, it's like, oh, okay, like you doing something, right? It's like, what would that be? 11 is 22, 12, 34, and then 14, 48. Yeah, so I was about right. Like from my open. Okay. So I wasn't the greatest at the 400 either. I think my best open was a low 48 was my best open. And I think I did that at 190 pounds, if I'm not mistaken.
Thanks.
If I did it now, boy, I'd be out there like 4-6. I wouldn't have 20, 25 pounds to carry around the track. But I'm also playing ball too, right? So I think my best open was like a 48, and then I did the 4x4 too. So my split was 4. I think the best I ever did was like 46.7, high 46, right around there, right? So again, I could move. I'm not talking Olympics or like some of them SEC boys run. No, I was not that.
But you can move.
I can move. So let's take this all back to what I mean by the 200. So, a 100 guy, my 400 was smooth. They made me a 400 guy, okay? But that wasn't my best race. So I get the Otterbahn. So I'm not going to be a 60 guy, okay? Indoor track, we ran on a 200-meter indoor track. So there's either a 200-meter or a 300-meter. There's very rarely that we went to where it was a full 400-meter track indoor. Okay, so we ran on a 200-meter track that wasn't banked, mind you. Okay. And, I told my coach, I was like, hey, like I want to run the 200.
Yeah.
So I run the 200. Was it conference? No. It was all Ohio that we were at. And I end up getting third overall. Ran in the fastest heat. So the winner, of course, took first. Second place took second, and I took third. I broke the school record with a third place finish. I'll never forget getting done. And there's about 4 or 5 dudes that come running over from my track team, and they're like, bro, like they're ecstatic, like I just won the race. Like, bro, you just broke the record. Huh? Like, bro, I'm not thinking about no record. I took third.
Yeah.
Right? I took third. Bro, you just broke the record. Da, 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 da. Then I go back and look at my time, and my time was like, 2/10 off from like being nationally ranked. So I think I did indoor was like a 22. I think at that time was like 22.6.
Nah, you moving. That's moving 22.
On indoor track, it was and like I said, we're talking D3. So I'm not blazing speed like, I don't watch my boy Riak Reese run, 20 points. Like we're not even talking 21. I watched him run 20 points. So we were talking Division III speed, but the point I'm trying to make here is I broke that record, and I didn't win. And I remember I was like, it was a start, for myself and kind of establishing myself on the track team and, my speed and stuff like that. But I was like, I didn't win.
You know, man.
But I was also running somebody else's race.
Uh-huh.
And we forget this. We forget about this. I say all that. We'll fast forward. I end up qualifying for nationals. Conference, I won conference. So I got second in the 400. I come back and my 200 time. Yeah. So got second in the 400. I'll never forget that race too. He blocked me off and I couldn't pass him. Go back to the 200. And I'll never forget going up to my athletic trainer my head athletic trainer that was there. It's at conference. And I told him, you ever see somebody hawk somebody in an outside lane? And he goes, no. Watch. So I'm in lane 6.
That was the most that was the
most outside lane. It was the most outside lane. I knew that 4 and 5 would catch me at some point in time in the race.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that I was going to have to pass them again. I just knew it was going to happen.
Yeah.
So, man, I get out strong. I get to the second turn because you start on the turn.
Right.
Okay. I get on the second turn.
Well.
And I see 5. Then I see 4. We get on the last 55 meters going down that straightaway. Boy, when I tell you I start lifting, it took maybe 3 strides. Beating by 0.03. But I chalked both of them down in the outside lane. Right? Here's the crazy part. Come full circle. The real reason why I know I could hawk them in the race because I was stronger than they were.
Uh-huh.
So I knew that I could sustain and get faster as my race went on. All I had to do was get out and just get out strong. And as soon as I seen them in front of me, I wasn't going to let them beat me. So I'm thinking about my race, not thinking about their race.
Huh?
So I ended up winning. I won conference. Okay. I went from a 22.6 to a 22.1 in a matter of like 3-4 weeks, something like that.
Well, yeah.
Okay. 22.1. Qualified for nationals. Got sprinter of the year. And I'll never forget, it was the same 4 or 5 dudes that came over to me at All Ohio. It was the same 4 or 5 dudes that came over to me. You just chalked him down. Ooh, like, I think you got him. I think you got him. Because it was close. I think you got him, bro. You just 1 to 2. You got him. So the things will pop up. And it went, we were waiting for the results to pop up. Sure enough, my name was the first one up on the thing. Took first place and geeking too. Like I said, I ran 22.1. Boy, I'm ready. Right. So the biggest thing is I had to qualify for nationals. Okay, for my season to extend, I had to qualify for nationals. So I circle back and I say all that to say this, like, again, I wasn't trying to run nobody else's race.
Yeah.
Right? I shouldn't have got caught up in my 3rd place finish. Yeah, it fueled me. Okay, it fueled me because I worked at it.
Right.
I worked at my start. I worked on how to run the race. And then that ends up happening. So a lot of the times in terms of what you were talking about, perspective on life, like I even look back on that and it's like, a lot of times, we're out here and we're looking at other people like, oh, damn, they got it. They making 6 figures already. And they my peers. Like they may be younger than me.
Huh?
But we're looking at it wrong. Why compare yourself to that?
Huh?
Because you don't know what's in store for you. You don't know the type of preparation that you're still going to be in order to prepare you for those moments. Because a lot of times what happens is people are not ready. And then they lose it.
Those facts.
You can hold on to it for as long as you want to hold on to it. And then what happens when it slips? What happens when you drop it? What happens when proper preparation prevents poor performance is not a thing? What happens if you were never prepared? What happens if you didn't properly prepare?
Yeah.
You don't know what's ahead of you. You don't know what the universe is attempting to give you. You don't know what you wrote for your life. How can somebody expect to have money and don't know what to do with it? How to handle it? What it really is, the tool that it is, the resource that it is, the change it can make, what it's really there for, the energy that it holds. You know, how can you be in a perfect relationship if you can't even be in a relationship with yourself? How can you love someone and you don't even love yourself?
Love yourself. Facts.
You can't. It's impossible. You can't love somebody and not know how to love. Right? So we want these great relationships. We want that one that's for us. And the problem is, I shouldn't even say the problem. I can't even say unfortunate. It's just where we put ourselves, right? It's just the cards that we have that we've got to work with, right? Like sometimes we don't know what a relationship looks like. We don't know what money looks like. We don't know what it's like to succeed. So when we get close to it, we get scared of it. And then we self-sabotage.
Push it away.
Because what we're comfortable with is the opposite of those things. We're comfortable with being broke and knowing. Think about it, bro. Like, how good is somebody like me and you of knowing how to stretch $20, $50, $100? We're real good at doing that.
Yeah.
Okay, let me ask you a question real quick.
Uh-huh.
What would you do with $1 million? Ghost. You don't know. There's all these different thoughts in your head, but you have no idea what you would do with $1 million. It's not organized.
Yeah.
You can say, oh, why I'd be better off. You know, I'd pay off all my debt, or I would buy my mama a house, or I would go get a car. You right? But have you ever bought a house?
Thank you.
Do you know the process of how to buy real estate? Do you know the smart move of buying real estate? Do you even know how to even not buy your car and be able to open up an LLC to put the car in your LLC's name so that you don't have an item that depreciates?
Come on, man.
And it's a tax write-off.
Now you talking.
Do we know those things? Because until we know those things, how can the universe say, hey, here's $1 million? I can't give you a baby if you don't know how to hold the baby.
Can't.
Right? How am I going to give you one of my precious gifts that I've ever made in terms of, we'll just take it as a female. We got this soft-spoken, nurturing, empathetic, do anything in her power female for you. But if you don't know how to take care of that, what makes you think that the universe is just going to put her in your hands?
Thanks.
Would you do that if you had a daughter? You just going to let your daughter go with anybody?
Well, they want to have that come on, man.
Right? So we block ourselves a lot because we don't know what those things look like. We just, you just talked about it. You grew up with your mom. I grew up with my daddy. Well, I had to learn how to treat a female. I'm not perfect. And I hope that there's females that comment in this as well.
For real. Yeah.
I done been in relationships and I'm not perfect in relationships. But I'm glad that I went through what I went through right? Because now I have, how do I even put this? I don't even like to say concepts, but I have I know how to move with them.
Facts.
Okay, I know what I need to do now to be masculine in my relationship. Right? Because don't no woman want no man that's not masculine.
Thank you.
And again, what I mean by masculine is, can I be a provider? Can I be the protector? Does she feel safe with me? Right? I'm supposed to go fight the war. She don't need to be walking out these doors fighting the war. Right? Having failed relationships, I see this now. That's what I should say. I have the vision now. I see this. So I'm going to put myself in a position to where I'm successful, right, in my next relationship. I'm not going to set myself up for failure.
Yeah.
And nor am I going to be unfair and set her up for failure.
Yeah.
It's just not going to happen. Right? Like, and I had to learn that because I never seen my daddy be in a stable relationship.
Yes.
I don't know what it's like for a man, how a man should truly treat a female. I had to learn. And through experience and failures, that's just how you learn.
And it's just to pick up on it, it's crazy that you say that, because the fact that I did grow up without a father, I seen how to treat a woman. I seen what my mom went through. So every relationship that I went through, even though I was young, I was a lovable in a sense. Like, you might call it simp, but it's just, I know, you feel me? I seen, like, growing up, I seen how my mom was, how my grandma was, so I know how to, let me go do this, bring a flower, do this. But growing up, like high school until now, girls don't be like that till you run across that one that you feel old, like for instance, my girl, she older than me, she 25, she just turned 25, so that's stuff that a woman wants, you feel me? A woman understands, like that's how I want to be treated, you feel me? So
100%, 100%, 100%,
and it
100%.
definitely just like if I say I love you and you're the woman I want to be with, I'm gonna provide, protect, and you feel me, treat you as the queen you are. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
100%. To see,
but
I'm gonna add on that one.
Facts.
I'm gonna add on that one.
Like you said, it's ways to it, though. You got to know who you dealing with. No, you need to go out and do that for every person, because you got to know who they're good. You got fake agendas out here, so you don't want to just go out here and just release that energy or give that time and all this to anybody. You got that.
But the universe will put that in front of you. Okay, so again, everybody is a reflection. So the universe is only gonna put a female in front of you that you ready to receive.
Thanks.
This is that simple. And that's with anything. Occupation, career, money, relationship, it don't matter. It's gonna put in front of you what you are ready for. Or what it is trying to prep you for.
Yeah.
Right? So like, again, what I was gonna add on to that was that whole love thing. Like, I've asked females in the past, like, hey, I love you, woo woo. I love you too. But do you love you? Because if she can look at me with confidence and says, yes, I do love me, then now I know how much that she loves me.
Facts.
Because she can only love me as much as she loves herself.
Come on.
Right? Like, I understand that she's seeing a reflection and that I'm always second player. And she should always be priority. That is her world. That's her universe. Keyword universe. It's her universe. She should always be priority. Just like in mine, I've got to put myself first. It goes back to what I just showed, what I told you earlier. If I'm not my best self, how can I show up and be my character for who's looking at me for wisdom, for experience, for inspiration, for motivation, for guidance, for mentorship? Right? For the example. So like that's a big indicator with me, you know, like, and love is unconditional. So you can't love me and not love other things or everything.
Everything. Thank you. Or everything. Thank you.
You can love things in different ways.
Right.
Right. Like your love for me may be different than the love that you have for the beauty of a flower, you know, or the beauty of an ocean.
Thanks.
Okay. The love for me is going to be different than the beauty that you have for your mama.
Thank you.
Right. But you can't, like, for you to say you conditionally love me and not other things is contradictive in terms of what love is.
Yeah, it's not love.
It doesn't work like that. Right? It just don't work like that. You know, I got asked the question too, like, do you still love your exes? Yeah.
Yeah.
I would love anybody who listens to this, please comment on that. Please comment on that. Right? That don't mean that I have to interact with them.
Thank you.
It doesn't mean that I have to engage with them the same way that I engage with them in past relationships. But that also means that, like, I'm not, I don't want to say concerned, like, I don't care about their well-being.
Right.
You know, I don't care about are they being loved correctly?
Right.
Right. Or the way that I feel like they deserve. Because I'll just be honest with you. The majority of my relationships, they fell apart because I felt like I was not ready to provide the type of love that they were deserving of. Or at least I felt that they were deserving of. Right. So, like I said, I get asked that question, you know, I get the side eye, like, what you mean you still love them? Like, how can you love multiple people? You looking at the wrong way.
You know, want to be with this person. No.
Yeah, like there's a reason why we're not together no more.
No.
You feel me? Like it wasn't meant to be. It wasn't made to work out that way. I was just a stepping stone for, you know, whoever is the true love of their life. And I'm okay with that.
Thanks.
I'm at peace with that. Because the last thing that I want to do is hinder anybody from finding their harmony.
Yeah.
Right. And finding their peace, finding their happiness, finding their bliss. I don't want somebody to stay with me and they just like miserable.
No, I want you to be you.
You feel me?
Whatever.
Like that's not a good feeling.
Thank you.
That's not a good feeling. And I don't want to rob nobody of that.
And that's how relationships wake up. They can't be there.
Yeah. You feel me? And that's anybody, you know, and when we talk about relationships, you know, that's even with homies. That's even with family members.
Yeah.
Like I don't, if you don't resonate with me in terms of the path that I'm taking, that is okay. If that means for the rest of our life, our relationship is I just hit you up on your Earth Day and you just hit me up on my Earth Day, I'm at peace.
Oh, okay. Oh,
you feel me? Or like, if my homie get ducked off because now he got a family, he done got a wife, he done got him some kids, right? He living the way that he want to live and he don't want to get sucked back into, you know, whatever we was doing. We was all out, you know, running the streets and woo. Man, by all means, bro, like, I don't expect you to hit me up and talk to me as much as we did.
People grow, change.
And they have to, bro. I always want to be watering people's seeds. I always want to water people's seeds, bro. Always. Because I don't just want to see one tree come up.
Right.
I want to see a forest.
Thank you.
Because even anybody who knows anything about trees talk to each other in the roots.
Come on now.
Not every branch is connected. Branch is only connected to the one trunk, but every tree communicates within the roots. So I don't need to have physical conversation with you. I'm already connected to you through the roots.
So what's up?
Through the base of it all, the foundation of it all, where we got the nutrients and we got the knowledge and we got the experience and we got the wisdom. By all means, build your tree. Build your tree.
Take care of.
You feel me? Shoot, by all means, Quez, we're going to wrap it up on that one.
Okay, that.
I know we had a couple more topics we want to get to. I know we had a couple more topics we want to get to. We'll wrap it up on that one. Anyway, appreciate y'all listening. Again, you can find us on all of our social media platforms. Hit us up, follow us on Instagram at Unpopular Podcast. We on TikTok at Unpopular Mind Podcast. Find us on our YouTube channel at Unpopular Mind Podcast. And then, of course, on Spotify and Apple Podcasts as well. Make sure that y'all like, make sure y'all share, y'all save, follow us, subscribe to us. We got more content coming from y'all. And like we said before, don't be shy, don't be bashful. Get into them comments, let us know what you think. Share your thoughts with us. That's why the platform is here. Quez, it's been a pleasure.
Sure.
Until next time.
Hey, son.
At you. Signing off. We gone.
Sure.
No.